Y'all know what it is. Hype me up, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Y'all know who it is. Let's get into the show.
Mine in my own damn house. Like, I understand that I made the decision to have children. I get that. I fully understand that. I took full responsibility. But I am really sick and tired of the fact that, like, my baby daddy gets away with everything and does not have to do shit. This nigga literally be in and out of jail. This nigga be taking care of somebody else's kids, but don't take care of his kids. And it's not the girlfriend fault. Like, she don't got shit to do with this because at the end of the day, that's her nigga and she don't got nothing to do with me and my kids and my baby daddy. But it just irritates me so bad that this nigga think that he could just run around free, take care of other people's kids, don't do shit for his kids. Like, I've been literally raising my children by myself, and I'm so sick and tired of it. And I'm also so sick and tired of my kids feeling like they could treat me any type of way. At this point, I told my kids I ain't buying y'all shit unless y'all really need it. But at this point, I'm about to start buying myself stuff. And when I get stuff, don't ask me for shit. Like, my daughter been walking around here with an attitude. And I'm like, I get that you probably had a bad day at school, but don't be coming home treating me like shit. And not only that, she be real stingy with her shit. And then got the audacity to come in here and ask me for my shit. Like, no. If you're gonna consistently keep messing up the shoes that I buy you, I'm not about to keep buying you shoes, and you damn sure ain't finna mess up my shoes. Like, I take pride in the things that I buy. I'm just ready for somebody else to buy them shit. Like, why do I have to be the only one that buy their clothes, their shoes, like everything? It's really getting to the point where, like, it's messing with me mentally because I am just so sick and tired of repeating myself about the same shit. And then when it comes down to me telling them just like simple shit, it's like I'm repeating the same shit over and over again, and they wonder why I walk around with an attitude or I'm always so frustrated. Like, I don't have little babies. I don't have babies. I have older children. It's not that hard to pick up your shit when you put it on the ground. It's not that hard to clean up after yourself. I don't understand that. Like, who likes to live in filth? How do y'all just go to sleep seeing trash and then don't pick it up and just go to bed? Like, I'm so sick and tired of being the only parent that does everything for my kids. I'm over it. I'm sick and tired of it. I have literally been going through it trying to raise these children. And mind you, I've really been raising these children by myself for such a long time that it is really starting to affect my mental health.
Wow. Um, like I said, I'm turning over a new leaf, y'all. I'm not here to tear down or, you know, or any of that, judge any of that. But we gotta admit when it's like, you know, behavior, repeated behavior and behavior observation. Like, come on. So like some stories sell themselves. Like, the I don't want to say ghetto, but the black woman with the bonnet on camera, don't care how she comes off or looks to other people, even though she's putting out the video on the internet to other people. The neck rolling and twisting and the bad mouth, go ahead. I mean, hey, do your thing. But here's another example of why I say men and women, a lot of men and women just don't make good decisions for their life and they don't know how. They don't. They don't know how to make good decisions for themselves or their family. They don't. This is another example. If you knew, like, I would like to ask people like her this question. Like, let's backtrack. Before you had your child, before you even knew you was pregnant, when you slept with this man, would you change your mind if you knew down the line one day you was going to be making this video about him? Because being a single mother is extremely difficult, and the man you had this children with is not there like you need them to be. So would you have changed your mind and got up? And I think a lot of women would be like, yeah, I would have never slept with this dude if I knew he was going to be a deadbeat. But here's the thing, if even it's a possibility, why wouldn't you just wait till you find someone that you know you're going to marry? Like me and my wife, we knew we were going to marry each other after like a year. Like we knew we were going to get married and then we got married like 2 years after that. So it was like if you know you're going to marry somebody, cool. and everything's good, everything's great, and all of that. I'm like, but if it's somebody you wind up sleeping with or you was in a relationship with, and then for whatever reason, either before or during your pregnancy, you know, things didn't work out, it's like, well, why wasn't the decision made that if I didn't know for a fact that I was going to marry this person, that I was not going to have kids with them? And that goes for men and women. I think there's a lot of men who sit there and impregnate women who are no good because they knew off rip they weren't going to marry this woman. But they talked her down to it. They got her to, open herself to him. And then next thing you know, she's pregnant and he's either deadbeat or nowhere to be found. It's a sad cycle we got in this country. And as much as I'm not religious, I think there's a lot of religions and cultures that at least have that part right, where you're going to wait to marriage. You know what I mean? I think some religions and cultures got that part right. I think not saying if you join a religion or a culture, I'm just saying if there were more religion and culture that was deep seated into everybody, that there were probably a lot less of these cases like this
I think
video.
the hardest part of single motherhood is like, and I'm talking to the single moms that don't have a village and don't have a co-parent, okay? I'm not talking to all single moms. But I think the hardest part of that version of single motherhood is realizing that you have no one to call and that no one is coming to save you.
Mhm.
That all of the problems fall on you. That when you feel trapped, like you're stuck inside of a wall, a cycle, a hamster wheel, and you're trying to find solutions for ways out, you feel just that, trapped. You feel like you're the only entity, you're the only being, you're the only person that can change your situation, which is true in most settings. But for single motherhood, it hits differently because it's like that weight of those children, the weight of life, the weight of society, the weight of the economy, literally the weight of everything is your weight. So there's nothing that you can do about it besides grind harder. And then with the grind comes stress, because with grinding you need childcare. With grinding you need the ability to think quietly. With grinding you need the ability to problem solve, which if you have small children it can be hard to do that uninterrupted. So it's really difficult. It's really fucking hard. And I don't think, like, yes, there's something to be said for poor planning that contributes to a lot of these situations. And I'm only saying that because I lived it. But I don't think anyone deserves to have to enter parenthood alone and have the weight of everything on them. This isn't how it's designed to be, and it's really, really sad when you're in this situation and you're trying to do the best for your kids, but you feel absolutely trapped. Like every solution that you had, don't be solutioning. It ends up becoming like another problem you have to solve. And then it's just like a bunch of things that stem more things for you to solve on your own.
She came up with a new word, didn't she? Solutioning. I ain't never heard of that before. Uh yeah. My wife was a single mother when I met her. And now I'm his father. So unless you find that, you know, then it is hard for single mothers like her when all the responsibility is on you. Once again, this would go back to the decision making. You know what I'm saying? You knew all of this before you had children, and like I said, this is not to tear anybody down, any of that. Okay, I'm not doing that. You know, it's amazing how strong women are, even though they make the decision that they made to have children, even though it may not be the best outcome for the children. They decide to have their children, they still stay strong and they still make things happen. It's like my mother. My mother was a single mother when she had me, and I'm the youngest of three. So I'm the only male in my family that did not know his father. You know what I'm saying? I mean, out of cousins, brothers, all of the whole nine. I'm the only male in my family, my big family, that never knew his father. So I watched my mother some nights because we were poor. I watched my mother go hungry just to get I don't even think it was a dollar at the time at McDonald's. I think a simple hamburger was like, less than a dollar or so back then. And my mother didn't have no money. So she'll get me a hamburger and she will go hungry. You know, um, it happens. You know what I'm saying? All the responsibility fell on my mother for me. You know, even though my middle brother's dad, he did step in as a father to me as a child, you know, until I became an adult, got in the military, and then he passed away. But I lived through it. You know what I mean? And you just become stronger. And when you have even though the decision has already been made and the children are here, that strong mother puts her life and her body on the line to make sure her kids at least survive. And that's what my mother did for me. Now I'm doing great. I'm doing good. Wife, kid, doing great. My mother's doing fine now. I mean, eventually she went back to school and started become a licensed optician and she started making more money. So I always been proud of her for that. Um, Same thing with my wife. I sacrificed a little bit for her and then she finished school. Now she's certified and making man, I'm so proud of my wife for the money she's been making. It's insane. I'm like, she could take care of all of us. It's crazy. Um, I don't want her to do that, so that's why I keep grinding too. I'm like, but my wife literally could take care of all three of us. Like, my wife started making money. I'm so proud of her. But it is extremely hard. I have a newfound I know we talk about the choices that women decide to make, and some irresponsible choices women decide to make when they make children with certain guys. But I still have a newfound respect for women who stick in there even though they made a decision to have a kid, even though it was by this deadbeat. They stick in there and they fight to make sure their kid has what they need and survive. And my son does not know poor. He does not know struggle. He has everything he wants, everything he needs. And even when I came into the picture, it didn't stop. We just upped it even more for him. I don't ever want him to grow up like I did without a father, and she doesn't want him to grow up like I did, poor, and struggling. So we keep those goals together. You know what I'm saying? We watch Anton say, when you have a child, pour everything you have into that child. Give them the best life you can. And I think we've been doing an amazing job by doing that so far. So before we go on, why she whispering? I like how she sat there and said, I need to say this part out loud, but you whispering. How you gonna say something out loud and whisper? I'm sorry.
Being a single mom, I will forever struggle. Being a single mom, it will forever be hard. And that 90% of single moms, or most single moms, are not successful. The rage and the fire that was lit inside my body, being a mom is hard. Being a single mom is hard. That doesn't mean for the rest of my life this will be difficult and hard. And I have such a good village behind me. And to say that basically I won't be successful if I'm single, or I won't be successful without you or without a man, my I My eye was twitching. To say that to me, thinking what? That would make me come back to you? Then you don't know who you're talking to. Because you just lit something inside of me that I want to be successful, and now I want and have to be successful in whatever I do. And I will be. And I will be. How dare you? How dare you? And to the other single moms out there, you can be successful. Yes, it will be hard. Yes, it's different than women that have partners, or maybe they have a village or they don't. But you can do it. And if you needed a fire lit inside of you, take what happened to me and use it. Because he doesn't know the wrath that is coming with the success and hard work of being a mom, working. Ugh! It made me so mad. It made me so mad that, like, it just drives me even more. It drives me even more. Just baffling. Oh, and then he retracted that. He retracted that statement after he said it to me. Because he said I'm smart and I will be successful, or could be successful.
So what he did was just ignite a beast. Yeah, dudes say some of the dumbest things when a woman is done with them and they want them back. For real, they want them back. But yeah, to say her as a single mother is not going to be successful is stupid, and then retract it because you knew how stupid it sounded, or you see it didn't work. Um, Dudes do say stupid things when a woman leaves. I'm not going to lie. It does happen a lot. Men say dumb things when women are leaving. So he just ignited her in a hustler, is what she's saying, which is good. That's great. Um, your children are going to need you to do that. They're going to need you to be that, you know. Um, for him to say that she won't be successful without a man, now I don't know if he's talking about career or if he's just talking about her being a mother. Hopefully she's not doing it on her own. Hopefully he is there. He is helping. Um, but that's definitely, like I said, not true. Like I said about my wife, I sacrificed something, you know what I mean, for her and my son, and she wound up making bank. You know what I'm saying? She went back to school, started making bank, and she says herself, I ignited her in a hustle. But it wasn't anything bad I said. It was because I was just giving her my mindset. It's that there's no excuses. Go make the money. You know what I mean? Like there's multiple things you could do. Have more than one stream of income. Like continue building. You know what I'm saying? Keep making the money. You know what I mean? We're not too prideful to work 9 to 5. You know, well, she works 12 hours a day, but you get what I'm saying. And even then, she'll pick up more shifts for extra money, to where she's bringing home over $10,000 a month by herself. I'm like, man, I'm extremely proud of my wife. Extremely proud. Now, obviously, she wasn't working like that when I met her, but when I got out the military and we were living together and everything, before we got married, we're talking about it. She finished going job to job from, after she got certified and everything, going to job, and then she turns around, find the best job she could find, and just been stacking ever since. And it's just, now we have a great life. We have a great life for our son. We just continue upgrading, even when little things hits us here and there. We continue upgrading, and we're blessed. So, and being that my mother was a single mother when she had me, pretty much all my life, my mother's been a single mother, except for when I got out the house, she didn't have kids after me. But I say that to say to all single mothers, no matter what, even though I said, yeah, if we were to backtrack, And for people who don't have kids yet, to please make the best decisions before you decide to bring kids here. But other than that, shout out to the single moms who make it happen, who don't give up, who, not regret their decision to have their child, but they regret the timing that they have their child or children. But they still keep pushing, they still keep fighting to make sure their kids don't end up in a system, foster care, any of that situation. So shout out to all the single mothers who are fighting and still trying to keep things afloat and surviving for their kids and to give their kids the best life and everything. Shout out to y'all. Like, share, subscribe, hype me up, all that good stuff. Until next time, y'all, I'm out.
I feel like I'm good on my own. Don't need nobody beside me.